What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the fastest ways of defeating the upcoming 7-star mightiest marker rate Typhlosion for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And not only do we have one strat, we have 2, 3, we have a total of 4 fast strats to defeat this Typhlosion, which hopefully everyone will be able to do, whether you're online, playing with your friends, or even doing solo as well. We got everything covered here. And of course, guys, if you're new to the channel, enjoy my type of content, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it, and consider joining the Pan Fam today by becoming a channel member below. Let's begin with the 3-turn strat, and this one's going to be relatively easy to do in an online setting. So we're going to have Hydro Gun here. It doesn't really matter what your Terra is, but I do suggest Terra Dark if it happens to fail with a Life Orb. Now, you need Life Orb because it won't work on turn 3 if you don't have Life Orb, just straight up. Now we're gonna go max HP, max special attack, which is a modest nature here too, to get that additional special attack boost. And the only two things that matter is Nasty Plot and Dark Pulse. We're gonna be hitting Nasty Plot twice and then Dark Pulsing. Now our partners are gonna be a combination of 3 Umbreons, and the Umbreons here are just gonna have Wide Lens. They don't really need to have anything else. You can have Light Screen and Light Clay on one of the Umbreons, which I do mention in my infographic coming up. But you don't necessarily need to have it. You know, Wide Lens is going to be generally better option here because you want to get those snarls to hit. Now, we're going to go max HP, max Spadef with a plus Spadef nature minus attack. Doesn't matter what your ability is. Now, the important moves that you're going to want to have here is you're going to want to have Helping Hand, Fake Tears, Snarl, and Light Screen. All 4 of these moves are going to be absolutely vital to making this strategy work. Now, here's the breakdown of the 3-turn strat. So, player 1 is going to have Hydro Gun here, right, with Life Orb. Turn 1, Nasty Plot. Turn 2, Nasty Plot. Turn 3, knock it out with a Dark Pulse. This is always going to be a guaranteed one-hit KO, and we're going to be having 3 Umbreons with us. Now, player 2 and player 3 here are going to have some Wide Lens Umbreons, and they're going to be using Snarl. Snarl is going to lower the special attack by 1 stage on the Typhlosion, which is going to be great because it's going to be at -2. And the reason why we have Wide Lens here is so we pretty much don't miss Snarl. I think it boosts it to 99% accuracy because Wide Lens, I don't believe actually can ever hit that 100% accuracy mark. But that's still going to be a good amount of accuracy. 99%, I'll take it, right? So at -2 special attack and a Light Screen coming up from the 3rd Umbreon here, Hydro Gun has 0 fears of any sort of Focus Blast coming in, which is going to allow us to set up. Now on turn 2, every Umbreon is going to Fake Tears to lower that special defense, setting up for the kill here, and then we can take another Focus Blast on this turn. I believe Focus Blast is actually doing about 20% damage at this point, so it's going to be ridiculously low, and we're going to be good to go on that. Now, turn 3, Hydro Gun has to use Dark Pulse, but it has to wait for all 3 of these things to happen. I was actually going to say 2, because it's really just 2, right? Because 1 Umbreon has to Attack Cheer. Attack Cheer does not stack with other Attack Cheers, so definitely don't do 3 Attack Cheers. And then 1 Umbreon has to use Helping Hand on the Hydro Gun. Now, the 3rd Umbreon here sort of like can do whatever it wants, honestly. Like, it can really go for Helping Hand as well, just to guarantee we get that Helping Hand, which is never going to miss. But, you know, what if a player makes a mistake? So you have additional Helping Hand. Could go for another Attack Cheer as well. It doesn't stack, but just in case this player forgets to do Attack Cheer, you can actually just do it as well. So pretty much, there's a lot of... This is like a free slot. You can do whatever you want here. I mean, you can go for Defense Cheer. You can go for a heal. Doesn't really matter. And yeah, it's going to die here because here's the calc at the bottom here. +4 because, you know, 2 Nasty Plots. 252, so modest nature, max special attack, Life Orb Hydro Gun with the Helping Hand boost, Attack Cheer Dark Pulse versus a -6 Terra Ghost Typhlosion is going to be dealing 126% to 149% of its max life, and its max life is its base life times 30 HP, so a guaranteed one-hit KO. So that's going to be super easy. 3 turns, though, we can do a little bit faster than that. And now for our turn 2 strat, the only main difference here is instead of Hydro Gun, we're going to be using Chi-Yu this time. And we're going to be using a Life Orb once again. We're going to be max HP, max special attack, modest nature once again, just like Hydro Gun. And we're going to be using Nasty Plot and Dark Pulse, just like Hydreigon, except we only need to hit Nasty Plot once and then Dark Pulse. And once again, we're going to have Umbreon as our teammates. 3 Umbreons is going to make this nice and easy. Now for our turn 2 Typhlosion strat. As I mentioned, the main difference here, instead of Hydreigon, we have Chi-Yu, because Beads of Ruin is going to drop everyone's Spadef by 25%, including our own teammates. But that's actually not that big of a deal here, because Umbreon has such a massive special defense stat and HP stat, and comboing that with a light screen, we're going to be good to go either way. And plus, it's only 2 turns we need to survive instead of 3. It'll be a little bit harder with 3 turns. Now, turn 1, the Chi-Yu player is going to hit Nasty Plot, and then on turn 1 for the Umbreon players, we're going to get 2 sets of fake tears off and then 1 light screen. This light screen is going to be very important, so pretty much the Umbreons can guarantee survive on turn 2 and also help the Chi-Yu out a little bit as well. Now on turn 2, Chi-Yu is going to go for Dark Pulse, but we have to wait for all 3 of these Umbreons to get their attacks off first. We're going to need the last fake tears for that -6. We're going to need that Helping Hand on Chi-Yu for that additional attack boost, and then Attack Cheer as well for another attack boost. And combine that with Life Orb and Beads of Ruin, we got the calc down here. +2, 252 plus special attack, Life Orb, Beads of Ruin, Chi-Yu, Helping Hand, Attack Cheer, Dark Pulse versus -6 Terraghost Typhlosion is going to be doing 119.9 to 141% of its life. So that's a guaranteed 1-hit KO, and we'll be good to go on the turn 2 strat. This one is probably what I'm going to try to be featuring on the stream, which is going to be really fun. Honestly, I'm not too concerned about this one overall. This one should pretty much work. Worst case scenario, like you get crit by a Focus Blast that happens to the Chi-Yu. Besides that, I can't really think of another scenario where everything's going to be too brutal. But, you know, the only one way to find out is actually to do this strat. But as long as no one faints on turn 2, then this is going to work out perfectly. And now for the turn 1 strat, which is only going to work with a community or like 3 people you really know well and you've communicated the exact strat, because this one's going to be hard to do, but once you nail down the rhythm, you'll easily be able to do it. Now, the main Pokemon's going to be Crocodile, and they're going to be Dark Terror, which doesn't really matter, but Choice Band is the thing that matters here. Now, the reason why Crocodile is so good is it has a pretty good attack stat. We're going max attack, max HP, Adamant Nature, and the ability's Anger Point, which is why we're using Crocodile. When it gets hit by a critical hit, it will get +6 to its attack stat, which is phenomenal. When we combine this with the move Power Trip, which is a 20 damage move. However, reading the move here, the user boasts strength and attacks a target. The more the user stats are boosted, the greater the move's power. Each one stat equals 20 additional power. So 6 more stats, 6 times 2 is going to be 12, and because each one is a 20 boost, you just put a 0 at the end, so it's going to be 120. So 120 plus 20 is 140. Power Trip is doing 140 damage. So that's going to be crazy amount of damage. Stab super effective 140 move coming out onto it. Now, to guarantee this crit, we're going to be using Honchkrow here, and Honchkrow needs to have Scope Lens. Scope Lens and the ability Super Luck. Now, critical hits are different than other stats. Essentially, if your crit rate is +3, that is a 100% chance of critting. So Scope Lens give you 1 additional boost to your crit rate, and Super Luck gives a boost to your crit rate as well. So now we're at 50%. And then Night Slash has a high crit rate as well, which means that's additional +1, and now we're at +3 for crit, which is a 100% chance of critting. So we're always going to be able to 100% crit, and we're going to be able to hit our Crocodile here on turn 1 and proc that Anger Point to give it +6 attack. And then we have Stonejourner here. Stonejourner just needs to use Attack Cheer and Power Spot, and Power Spot's ability pretty much just needs to be on the field and gives everyone a 1.3 times attack boost, which is going to be phenomenal. And then Umbreon here, or any Pokemon that has Helping Hand, is going to use Helping Hand on the Crocodile to guarantee you getting that additional damage. Now, for the infographic, exactly what I just said in the previous part. Honchkrow, Night Slash into the Crocodile, Attack Cheer, Helping Hand on the Crocodile. Wait for these 3 things to proc, and then Crocodile can hit Power Trip in one shot. The calc is down here. +6, 252 plus attack, Choice Band Crocodile with Helping Hand, Attack Cheer, and 1 Power Spot using the move Power Trick versus a 0 HP, 0 defense Terraghost Typhlosion is going to be doing 112.7 to 132.6% of its life, dealing a guaranteed 1-hit KO. This is going to be the best method of farming with friends. However, obviously this doesn't work well online, so just keep it with your friend. Now for the solo strat, it's going to be Annihilate. Even though Annihilate is weak to Ghost, we can actually take those hits pretty well. And you want to have a Ghost Terra as well too. And you need to have the item Shell Bell. Now for Annihilate, you definitely want to have max attack in an adamant nature and the ability to find, but it doesn't really matter. Now here's the thing. It's probably better to go max Spadef, but you don't necessarily need to have it. You do take less damage max Spadef, but I'm gonna be real, I'm not going to change my Annihilate here, because even with max HP, you're still taking these hits pretty well. Now, the only move you actually really need here is Rage Fist and Screech. And the general idea here is using Screech twice and then just spamming Rage Fist and getting our HP back with Shell Bell. Now, for the solo strat here, once again, Annihilate needs to have Shell Bell to get that sustained. If you don't know what Shell Bell does, Shell Bell gives you a % back of your life based on the damage you do. And because the Terra boss has so much HP and we do a lot of damage, we're essentially going to be putting us back to full HP. So, turn 1, we're going to Screech. And the AI is always going to defense cheer on turn 1, which allows Annihilate to actually only take 35 to 41% of its life from a Shadow Ball. So that means we're going to guarantee be able to get off 2 Screeches and put the Typhlosion at -4. And at that point, we're just going to hit Rage Fist. Now, whenever we get hit, Rage Fist gets 50 more damage. And its caps at 300. Even if you die, which you will be dying a couple of times, doesn't matter to Rage Fist stack, and it doesn't really matter if you die in solo because you don't lose too much time. And honestly, if you've ever used this Annihilate method for any other raids, it's the exact same thing that I've been using this entire time. And at 300 damage with Rage Fist, we're pretty much going to be filling up our entire HP bar with the items Shell Bell and Rage Fist, and then you can just Terra and pop off. Now, looking at the calc here, it's a guaranteed 3-hit KO when Rage Fist is at max damage, which is going to be really good because obviously by the time is at max damage, we've already hit it a couple times. So probably at 2 or 3 match damage, Rage Fist, it'll take to kill it when it's at -2. But if you do Terra, is a guarantee 2-hit KO. Essentially, once you get 3 Rage Fist down, I would actually recommend Terraing, especially has a shield up. You'll proc through that shield, and if you manage to survive the next hit, which you probably will because you got so much HP back from the Shell Bell, then it'll die in the next turn. So I could probably see this thing dying in like maybe 5, 6, 7 turns, depending on your RNG. The big RNG is, of course, Screech is only 85% accurate, so you can definitely miss. But if you hit 2 Screeches, you're good to go, and then just Rage Fist. Of course, if you miss one of the Screeches, then maybe on turn 3, try to hit a Screech, and then go for the Rage Fist. But there you have it, guys. That is 4 different strategies to easily beat this upcoming 7-star raid Typhlosion. This is going to be pretty easy, and I'm going to be showcasing these on the live stream this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, because on the US East Coast, it does come out at 8 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to be doing it live. Don't miss the stream. And of course, guys, you like my type of content, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out, and have a good one.